if a young man or woman approaches you right now and say, "Hey, mentor me, help me find my way through making a contribution to life," which will now relate to the suggestions you made there. First, begin to contribute, and people will know that you have something to give. So, if a young person, a man, a woman approaches you for that, how will you begin your counseling for them?
Okay. Well, I can think of three ways, okay? And a lot of things is kind of nice when you break it down into three because it's easy to remember that way. But if a young man approached me right now and said, "Okay, how do I begin this process?" I can think of three things. The first thing to do is obviously you need to get something that gets you income, okay? Something that produces you income. This could either be a skill, this could either be through a career, could actually also be through a business or a mixture of both your career and both your skill, okay? So you figure out what it is that brings you income. Secondly, you try and spend way less, try and spend way less than what you make, right? And then thirdly, you park a lot of those you park a lot of the not right now, buddy, not right now. You park a lot of the excess in investments that produce cash for you. Okay, does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I would start with the first one and say, okay, um, speaking of skills or a career, are there any that interest you right now? Are there any that you can already do right now? If there's none, I think the issue we could then talk about. All right, so which one can you go and start to learn right now that preferably within like 12 to 18 months you could start making money from it? Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
What kind of skill, what kind of education can you get right now that preferably in the next 12 to 18 months you can start to make some kind of money from it? If they already have one, then the next thing we will talk about would be how can we start, what can we do right now for you to help make sure that you are living way below your means? All right. And if it turns out that they already have that or they're already doing that and they have some excess, then the next thing to talk about will be okay, what are some investments? What are some cash producing assets that we can acquire so that your money is working for you? And so that way that way with time, you're simply getting wealthier and wealthier. Does that make sense?
Yes.